Okay, developers. So today is another day for you to be an awesome world-class developer. Okay, so today we too want to do a very cool thing. So one learn how to make slider, and we'll use this powerful library called Framer Motion. So Framer Motion are awesome stuff, right? Awesome library, right? So Nightu will be used in order for us to get this cool, sweet, beautiful, awesome animation. Okay, so without further ado, let us get this thing started, right? Okay, so the first thing I go on to right now to create maybe a design, right? Um, More like the card we will go use for this stuff. So make we do that quickly. So I will just create another div here, and maybe I will just create more div here. So make I just call this one card because this card here now go hold our card. So quickly make we just call class name here, and I feel I fit just do maybe class name here. So here make I give a margin of maybe 4 so that you need to touch the wall, right? Then here make I just design our card like that, right? So we'll do that now. So I will say class name Madu, but make I give rounded of MD, and make I give a width of, let's try 250 px, and make we try a height of maybe 400 px. Most as that looks. Right, so if we see, okay, not bad, right? So good. Okay, so now the shape of our card be this, not bad. So wetin I would like to do so that everything is separated, so make I just come out this here, then here I'll call, let's say, card to be equals to this, and inside here we'll say return, and make I just paste this. So for here we'll just call back that card component, so if we save, nothing spoil, everything still be fine. So another thing I would like to do here now to just do maybe a cursor pointer, right? So if we do cursor pointer, so that if we over here, we see that cool effect. Not really an effect here, but just a cursor, right? Where they show say we don't enter inside this card. So that's good. The next thing I go on to here, because of course I go on call more cards like this. So rather than make it dey horizontally like this, sorry, vertically like this, we want me dey horizontal. So I will just come here, say flex, and maybe make I give am a gap of 4. This one make better sense. Abi? Okay, good. um so the next thing what I go do now, say okay, make I just remove this. So what you want here actually na images, right? So make I just import some images where I get here. So I will just say pics from dot slash make I enter asset slash pics slash. Okay, so I get this. I'll remove this one. I'll just do this. So make I just call more pictures. So okay, oops, slash this one. Then lastly, okay, so we get this, right? So if we come here now, say 1 2 3 4. Okay, so we get that 4 pics. So make I put these pictures inside a variable. So I call this variable images, right? So this will take pics 1, we must say pics 2, so pics 4. Yes, so all these pics now don't get answered. This, make I remove this guy because we never use it. Okay, so rather than we just getting this card here, so it's I would just do, oops, so it's I would just do now to just say okay, make a spread image dot, so images dot map, and we will say el. This el definitely will be a string because now the image, then I will be number. Oops. So we could just return, no, sorry, we'll just call card. So this card will take a key of I, right? So make I save. So if I save, is to say we get several cards here, right? Basically 5 cards here. So makes sense. Yeah. So the next thing we'll quickly do now to pass images inside here. So I will just remove this, right? Come here, then I'll say img. Okay, so this img will take a source. For now we'll just leave this thing blank like this, and the auth, I will just say image. So auth, I'll just say images, right? Then class name. So inside this class name, I will say make it take a width of full, a height of full, then object objects fit maybe cover, then I would like make it there rounded, then that this round, in fact rather than this rounded empty, so rather than this rounded empty, I feel okay since I get time here, so make I just do overview to be hidden. Okay, so now it will see a broken image, so make we pass the image inside here. So now the image be this, right? So we need to pass them as props down here so that we'll get access to them here. So I will say elb equals to el. So we'll see red barrier. We'll fix them. Before we fix them, we'll create an interface of I props. Then we'll say el. Of course, we know say el will be string. So this will be functional component. We will get a generic type of this I props, then inside there we'll pass el. So this red barrel will go, then this one in will come and pass el. So if we do that, we suppose see our image go show here now, right? Okay, it's not using network anyway, so okay, so the image is in the day, so not bad. The next thing we go on to now to just create some cool effects, right? So that if we over here, may darken and almost see pop-up, we go pop up, right? So that we can put information inside there. So for us to achieve that, make I come inside here, create another div tag here, but inside here make we call relative, so that inside here now if we do something like make there be absolute, right? So make it be absolute, right? So if we get there to be absolute, now if we say okay, make the height be full, make the width be full, right? So if I save, it is there, but we know this time. So lastly, make I just say this insert to be 0, so that it will always start from the top. Okay, so inside here now, right? So we'll create a closing div tag. So I will just do class name, and of course make I give absolute safe. Then make I try this insert to be 0. Then bg we'll give black, and maybe make I reduce the opacity just a little. So if I save this, what if I try top and maybe left 0? Most as it will look like. Okay, so for some reason I need to see the black here, so make I do Z to be 10. Okay, ouch. So still I need to see that black, so make we investigate to know why that black need to show. So make I so this is absolute, let's say top 0. Okay, so I'll give you a background color so that we'll see whether, okay, so it did there, but why I need to see this one? This is it too. Okay. Okay, so we need to give this thing height of full and maybe a width of full as well. So yes. Okay, so with the CM there, the next thing I go want to now say, okay, make sure say every element I go to add inside this stuff, make it be for center. So I go say flex JUC and ITC, right? So make it be center. So inside here, the next thing I go do now say make I add a div tag. So this div tag, maybe I make I just put started, just write anything there. So I will say class name, make the width be like 80%, then make the height be like maybe 80, as 80 px. Then I get to get a white background, and of course the text will be black, right? So I save. Now they see this stuff, right? So make I just increase this one small, then give around there to be empty, right? So now we get that, right? I think I should as well do maybe padding of 2. Okay, good. The next thing I go on to do, because if you look this thing, they blow, the white no sharp way. So it will go do now to give them a Z index of maybe 10, or rather might try 14, so that you could be front of this. Okay, so that's good. So now it will want be this, right? But we only want when we over and make this thing happen, right? So what I go do now to come here and say const maybe over and set over, right? So this one will be use state, right? And the state will be boolean. So inside here we will make them be false. So from here to here I will cut and come out, right? To say only when over be true and I make this part show, so it goes up, right? Okay, so we guys make this guy. So now we won't use framer motion, right? So I will say okay, make here be like motion, right? And this motion should be coming from I need to see Framer motion here. No problem. So what I go do now to quickly import them. So make I say import motion from Framer motion. Okay, so down here I need to say motion. So okay, so now we'll come here, come say on over start, just and set over to be true. So if you remove your and then make it end, so now it will want this, so that when I over we see that, right? If I over we see that. Okay, so more give them a soft feel, because as I over the thing they just appear, pam, right? So make we give them a soft feel. So to give them that soft feel, so this is the guy that holds the opacity. So start with the opacity. So inside here again, so we will take hold of with three states, right? Which is the initial. So at initial, make the opacity be 0. So make I just duplicate them 3 times. So actually what I want here now, say maybe this one be animate, then y here will be the exit. Okay, save that, right? So if we look at now, you see how it softly enter. Makes sense, right? So now make we even animate this white as well. So it's I just do now, so make I just copy here. So now here 9 the white start from, right? So make I say motion dot, then inside here as well, so I go say motion dot. So here I go paste, so this one will be y, because we won't move along the y axis. So here will be 10, and maybe make here be 0. So now if I save, and we'll see how that one will look like. We'll see how this one jump in, right? So it makes sense, right? Okay, so now it's all one, but our exit need to go away, right? Our exits need to go away. So it will go do for the exits now to add animate present, right? So animate present. So cut here, add them here. So if we save, right, everything supposed to fine. So now you see this softly going out, so makes sense, right? So that's all one with this. So very good. So we don't finish with the design for this side, right? So where we go focus on now to make this slide happen, and you know bad, right? So if you do that very fast, right? So more we start. So first thing first, now say we need to calculate to know the width of this place here, from the beginning of here to here, right? And we're going to use a dependency which is use measure, and this measure will come from react use measure. So next time we won't use with that. Okay, so I need to take two things, which is ref and the width, because of course this side here, now the width side, of course we can work with the height, but for this experiment or for this work now just the width now we won't work with, right? Which is this. So this one will come from use measure. Okay, good. The next thing we will need right now to get our x movement, right? So make us say let x movement, right, be equals to our use motion value. So at start make it be 0, right? So everything we want this, right? Okay, so these are the two things we'll need to define with this. So the rest now for us to start the animation process. So we'll use the use effect, right, to help us do that, so that the use effect observe changes, and any change when you observe make it re-render, and we want make that change happen for when you observe any change within the x movement and when you observe any change in the width, right? So make this thing happen, right? So the next thing I will quickly want to now to come here, make sure say this side become a motion tag, right? So that I feel say okay, make the ref be equals to that ref, right? So make the ref be equals to the ref will collect from there, and make style be equals to x, and that will be the x movement. Makes sense. So if we save now, we no go observe any changes, nothing will happen. But now the things we go put in and go determine if those changes go happen. So the first thing we go want to do now to just define control, then we will define the final change in position, right? So make I just say final position. So final position. So the final position will be depending on the direction of slide I want. If I want them to move like this is a positive value, like this is a positive value. But if I want them to move like this, a negative value. So it doesn't really matter. So make we work with negative value first, right? So let me say I will say minus. So I don't know how far or how near I want them to move. So I will trust on that React use measure to know the width of this place here. So I will say minus the width, right? So I don't want to make this thing reach end here before a restart again, right? So I would like, okay, make it day for the center, right, before I restart again. And that one angle means say I will say okay, I will divide this width by 2. Later on I'll understand this thing well. So the next thing I will come do now is okay, because this control then be in charge of the changes. So make we say control will be equals to animate, right? So make a animate, right? Now this our animate will take 3 arguments. The first argument will be the x movement. Then the second argument will be an array of the start point. So most say we start from 0 and the final position, right? Good. Then lastly will be our animation animation property. So the first one I go want put here now say okay, my keys, this side will determine the movement of this animation process, right? So I dey use linear, right, because I need that to just be a simple movement. So the second way, okay, this thing makes sense. So the second will be my duration, the third will be my repeat. So I want this thing to repeat infinitely. Then delay, of course, 0, and repeat type to be loop, right? So if I save now, we suppose they see changes, right? So we see this movement going on. So I don't like the fact in our 5 seconds we set this thing, right? So make I take out to like maybe 30 seconds, right? So if we save now, it gets slower and better, right? Good. Okay, so for some reason my system did drag, but it's fine. because it no disturb anything. So now it's moving. Now the next thing we'll need to do now to clean our code, right? So for every movement we make, more clean the code. And so I will say return, and that will be, let's take from control dot stop, right? So that for every revolution wey they make, they clean the code, right? So that we no get garbage error. Okay, so beautiful. Now if I do this, right, it's fine. So you dey see this thing what they get here, right? So for us to feel help with this, wetin we need to do now to make sure say we repeat this thing again. So make it be two images, right? So that we no go notice that stoppage or oops, to the get here. So I press. Okay, so to fix that up, um, so it's I go do now. So okay, make here absolute, right? So we'll do make them absolute. Yeah, so that should be fine. Okay, brilliant, right? So we know they see that end. Okay, so that's good. Now what we want now, say if we over here, even though they see this thing, we want make it slow down, right? So for us to achieve that, we fit stop here, but for us to achieve make it slow down a little, so it will go do now, say make I say const slow dey equals to, cause slow na number, make it dey equals to I use 80, then fast, so make fast be this one way dey on, so makes sense, right? Then I fit come say const duration and set duration, so make this thing dey equals to use state, and this one will be number, and here go dey equals to fast. Okay, so wetin we go do, rather than putting 30 here, we will make here dey equals to duration, then we'll pass duration here to save that. Now for here we'll say on over, so let's see why that. Okay, yeah. Okay, so we'll say on over starts. So that would be set duration. So when we start, to make this thing be slow, so if we over into this thing, right, so make it be slow, but on over end, so on over end, make here change back to fast. So we save this, so we could see how this thing will behave. So if we over, it stays slow, but if we remove the fast, over is slow. But I dey see a glitch of error here, meaning it dey restart the whole process. You know, they end the loop, right? But it dey restart the process. So wetin we go do to fix that up now? So okay, make I just first of all duplicate here. So make I do finished, set finished, and this go be boolean. Yes. Okay, so why here go be like make I say, or make I call and no, man no call and repeat, man call and render. So render. Okay. So now the two more things where I would like to create here, right? Then for here, I will just cut here off and say if finished, make this happen, else make this happen. So I just paste here and paste here. So for here, I will just remove this, then I will start. So now, because why this thing they repeat this whole thing and say why this thing they repeat this whole thing and say I say this, would they let this evolution finish, right? That's why it dey repeat. So wetin we go do now say okay, we no want make it start from zero because say I hover, if I remove my hand, it dey start from zero and na this zero dey responsible for that. So wetin we go do now say okay, we no want make it start from zero. We want make it capture that X movement dot get. So make it find that position, which is this position. As at this position where I put my hand here or where I hover into this card, right? When I release my hand, make it start from that position back, right? No go start from zero, right? So now it's what they do here with this. Then the duration need to change, right? So you know go be the 30 seconds where it be before. Remember, say we already put slow, right? So that duration change, right? So wetin we go do now say okay, this duration multiply by 1 minus this our X movement. So mostly X movement, right, dot get, right, divided by the final position. Yes, so divided by the final position, that's it, right? So the next thing we I go do here now, so okay, so we'll come to the onComplete. We'll take a callback, right? And inside this callback, which I will say, I'll say make render be the reverse of render, then make it